Okay, let's talk Jaws. Um, Jaws is one of those movies you see all the time growing up. Um, Watching Jaws now as an adult and seeing it and thinking about how you seen it when you were younger is just like a real like disconnect. Cause like while I was rewatching it, I'm just like, this like is like this was the movie. Like this was the it movie, one of the best movies ever made. But watching him like this, like it was a good movie. But like the shark was cheesy. Like it just looked fake. Like I don't know how I used to be scared of this. Um, I mean, it's a Jaws is a Jaws is a classic, and it paved the way for a lot of movies with the with this introduction to media this introduction to media graphics like being in film classes. I'm pretty sure we all seen or had to use Jaws a lot, and we were taught that the shark wasn't even supposed to be like that. Like we were supposed to be able to see the shark throughout the whole movie, but it just didn't work like that. So like that is what built up the suspense for the thriller, and I just find that really cool that Spielberg like literally paved the way for more media graphics and eventually CGI too. I mean, everyone knows the story of Jaws. Starts with the party. Girl goes swimming, get ate up. Let's close the town. No, they didn't want to close the town. They didn't want to lose touristic money. You know, and it just escalated and got worse. And I was talking, while I was watching the movie, I watched it with people. And we were talking about the fact, like, oh, that kind of reminds us of, like, times right now. Like, during the pandemic, how we're supposed to be, like, shut down and closed, but can't want to keep everything open. So, I don't know. I made a connection to that. Like, the lack of the mayor's common sense to better the people and figure out, like, how to get rid of the shark ultimately made more people die and probably ruined the whole town's reputation, and at the end of the day made them lose more tourists than they probably would have lost if they would have shut the beaches down and just waited until they killed the shark. Just like now, if people waited to go outside, it would be less cases and it would be easier for us. Or like if we just stayed in the house, we would be able to be okay in a few months. So I just made that connection together. Technical techniques. So we could talk about the dolly zoom, I believe it was. So when they're all on the beach and they're all the kids are playing, and he's nervous because there are like saying, oh, it's sharks, but everybody's like living life chilling, so he's trying to relax. But then like he hear everybody screaming, and then like it's just like, oh my god. And then the camera like zooms in his face and like literally puts you in the position to think like you're him right now in this situation. Like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, oh my god, I'm scared. So that's like one of the technical sides of the movie that stood out the most to me. Did a lot of like zoom ins for emphasis, I guess. I know that's like one of the most discussed one in classes. So I don't know, watching Jaws now and connecting it to movies today and like where graphics are today and where graphics were now, and how like this movie was such a big deal for people back in the day. Like, oh my god, they did this, they did that. But like imagine like this movie coming out now and the reactions it would have got with the reaction it would have got with the shark, and how cheesy looking it looked when it popped up on the boat. But overall, I just connected it to the real life right now, 2020. It's literally like crazy how it relates so much to what's going on right now, like not wanting to close the beaches, and that was causing more people to die. And like in time right now, people not wanting the government to shut down places now cause more people to die because it caused more people to catch corona. So that's how I connected it to real life. And my question for you guys is, how do you think this movie influenced movie graphics today? And my question for you guys is, how do you think this movie influenced movie graphics today?